build?
Very good, very confident, full health, and I had a little snafu there after Falmouth Road Race. I sent it a little too hard, but we got back on track like very quickly. So that's the only thing throughout this entire build-up though that I've had, and so it's gone perfectly other than that.
So fitness, has it compared to? I know you are a geek with the data when it comes to Joe, and I asked you before Boston, but what is the data saying for this one?
We are like 218, 219 for sure. Yeah, like that kind of realm is definitely in the cards still. And again, I keep saying that, and it hasn't happened yet, but you know, we've hit Boston, which like isn't a super fast course. We've hit it on a hot day, and then last year with Chicago, you know, I planned and stuff like that. So it's really just hitting it on the right day and like having the stars align. So hopefully that'll be on Sunday. But I don't really care if it's a 218, 219, even if it's 220. As long as I'm PRing, as long as I'm improving, that's kind of where we're at.
So what's in the actual workouts, like what was going much better that signals all of that?
I have been doing like mile repeats much quicker, much easier. Everything just feels like it's coming along a lot easier than it has in the past, and I think that's just all the strength that I've built up throughout the injury process and kind of coming back, that it like tweaking those little things really like amounted to just feeling a lot better and just feeling a lot more relaxed in a lot of my workouts and my runs.
So ideally, I know that like there's still time before like the technical meeting, and I think like Kira and Centria are still kind of figuring out what the pace is going to be there. What do you desire?
I hate paces and I hate pace groups. Like, pacers are amazing. Like, I'm so glad that they're out there and doing their thing. But I hate being so, like, tied to a time that I don't know if I'll actually be going with any pace groups. If it's windy, I want to obviously, like, try to, draft as much as possible, which I'm not very good at. A lot of people know that, and a lot of people have a lot to say about that. But I'm going to try my best, if it is windy, to, like, be behind somebody. But I don't know where that is going to be. And I don't think 69, I think is what Kira and Matt are going at it, really makes sense. I like to either negative split or even split as much as possible, and I think going out at 69, which is like a huge PR in the half marathon for me, doesn't really make a lot of sense. So I think I'm going to go out a little bit more conservative than that. I don't know what that means, but I definitely want to like reel people in as much as possible in the second half. And I like Chicago because everybody kind of goes after a time, and it's really exciting, and the records go down and everything like that. But I like to race. Racing is like just, it feels good to me to like kind of like go off of like, just trying to place well and be at the top of the marathon game. But Chicago's different. It's like you just kind of got to do your own thing at a certain level. So
you have Dom, I guess, like for this build up, but for the most part, like on those long runs, especially when the pace does start to get pretty quick, are you just rolling solo for like a lot of the second half of that stuff?
Yeah, honestly, like Dom and I haven't done a single workout together.
Okay.
Like we kind of do our own thing, and we have very different strengths, and so I honestly thrive in isolation. I like being by myself. I like to push myself. I like to listen to my body and like really key off of like how I'm feeling and go from there. So I know that I can push myself when push comes to shove if I'm by myself. But Chicago has so many guys out there. Like we all start at the same time, so I feel like there's always something that you kind of strive for and like look after and like keep in front of you. So there's different like tricks and things and games that I kind of play with myself to like make it seem like I'm not by myself either.
So you said at the main press conference you were super proud of the race last year and fighting through that pain. I mean, you are an incredibly tough runner. I mean, some of your runs in Boston have been inspiring. But do you have any regrets? Like, if you had stopped, would you have been able to run the trials? Do we know, like, how did that damage it?
I think, honestly, the damage had been done. So I don't think toughing it out and finishing would have. I don't think it would have made a difference either way. So that's the thing. And I mean, a lot of people like don't realize that this is how we make a living, is like showing up to these races. We have appearance fees, and it's like you're docked like 50% if you don't finish. And it's like I need to finish this race so that my house at the time like was filled with asbestos. So like there was so much like payments and financial stuff, burdens that like I had to think about. And so like you're thinking about that in the moment. I wasn't thinking so much about the trials and like not being ready for it. But I really believe that I could get back, in time for the trials. And so that was the only thing that was like a bummer, was like not being able to like, get the most out of myself and get to the starting line. But no, I don't think I would have changed anything. Just because, I want to finish the race. I don't want to DNF anything. I don't want to like go out there and not do it if I can. And I could, and I did finish, and it hurt like hell, but I did it, and I'm very proud of myself.
Well, good luck.
Thank you guys.